So many people have talked about the fact that years ago, when no one was supporting the gay community, you were not afraid to do that.
Yep.
Why was that?
Well, again, I touched on this a lot in my speech because I was growing up as a youth in the Midwest and feeling like I didn't fit in. The first person who embraced me and gave me the courage to believe in myself and to be unafraid and to follow my dreams was a gay man, and then when I moved to New York, it was the gay community that embraced everything that I did and embraced the concept and idea of a strong, independent female, which I didn't really experience when I was growing up. So we kind of just forged a bond in a way, and I felt compelled to come to the rescue of the LGBTQ community back in the very beginning because they were always there for me.
Can you give it to me? Baby, step to the beat. I'm down on my knees. Madonna is unstoppable.
You're listening to MLVC, the Madonna podcast, your place for all things Madonna Louise Veronica Ciccone. Hey, everybody, it's Liberty.
Hey guys, it's Tony. This is your wake-up call. It's Pride Month.
And when you're in doubt, vogue it out. Yo, it's Ben with Jen.
Hey everybody, it's Stefan. Welcome to another episode of MLVC. It's still Pride Month, and we're going Pride-tastic tonight. So it's and we're going to get to a topic in a little bit. But first, I want to talk about the fact that Liberty's album is finally available for pre-sale.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. We don't just talk about music coming out; we actually put it out. So,
Right. So if any of you guys were doubting that was really coming, it is now available. You can go right now to iTunes. You can pre-order the album. You will receive Funny Love, which is the single that's actually available for purchase. And you could preview all the songs as well and get a little flavor. I did not know that happened. Stefan told me the other day, and I was like, oh.
Yeah. So, go check it out. iTunes, I think Amazon, Apple, it's Apple Music, not on Spotify yet. But yeah, the album comes out July 11th. We're very excited. And yes, Song of the Summer, Funny Love. It's the song of the summer.
It's a bop. It's on my playlist. I love it.
Oh, thanks so much. I really appreciate that. And I love the feedback. You guys who have messaged me and who've congratulated me or who've shared. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart, because never in my this was my wildest dream, honestly. The tour one day, that'll be the next level, but and I promise I'll come out at like 8 or so p.m. so everybody can go home at
1 a.m. 1 a.m.
I mean, not only are we proud of you should be proud of yourself. It's quite an accomplishment. It's
Thank
gorgeous,
you.
and I can't wait for everyone to hear it.
I really don't know if any of this would have happened to me if I had not met you guys. So it sounds really kind of weird to say, but when I consider that it took me getting getting in touch with Stefan and getting like the confidence in myself to come to my dream. It didn't happen. I don't know that I would have ever done this on my own. So I appreciate and thank you so much.
Well, I mean,
without you, I'm nothing.
I was dragging Liberty, through the song production process because she was having it high and she didn't want to do it. And I was like, Liberty, we have to do this. This is the creativity needs to pour forth from us. And I'm glad that I pushed you on some things, because there were sometimes Liberty was just like, just deal with it. No, I'm just kidding.
But it's another example of I'm in my early 50s and put out 3 books this year. It's never too late to pursue your creative interest and succeed at it. And everybody's on a specific journey to discover and embrace your full creative self. So I know I know as your colleague here at the pot, like I'm super proud of you for like doing that.
Mhm.
And then the both of you for like making a collaboration and sort of articulating that. That's
Mhm.
very important. And you should like take a little bow
Yeah, and
on
it's
behalf
having
of
like
just doing it. Yeah.
doing it and having a specific point of view and also honoring you know, the inspirations that Madonna has given us
Yeah.
as fans,
Yeah.
as creators. Yeah, it's full circle. I love it.
Yeah, well,
You
and
know-
Yeah.
I think that's the important thing because we always want to say that. So if you think this is the non-Madonna portion of the show, you're wrong because Liberty's album is totally Madonna coded.
Yeah.
Whether it be in like song titles or the way that we constructed some of the songs themselves, that we do a tip of the hat to her in every portion of this album in some way, shape, or form. So that's your like, go find the Easter eggs in Liberty's album. See where you can sort of like, what are we doing? Like, obviously, the first song on the album is called "Desperately Seeking," so like that's a very overt Easter egg. Like
It is?
Yeah.
we did that on purpose.
No,
Yeah,
really?
exactly.
Oh, but okay, not to divert too long, but Liberty in the chat, everyone is loving your Debbie Harry look tonight, and someone
Oh.
has already asked what lip gloss you're wearing.
Well, thank you so much for asking. I will enlighten you. It's just the one of those tints that you have to peel off, but then I layered that with those kissing coolers. Remember those from the 80s? This one's like a new version. It's not from the 80s.
The Bonnie Bell lip
Otherwise-
smackers.
Yeah, that's what they
Oh
are. They're
my
called kissing
God.
coolers. And I won them like, I don't know, like a while back. And yeah, I got like about 10. So that's what it is. But
And now
thank you
we
so much.
win because we get to look at it.
Yeah. I'll do the TikTok like Madonna. Kiss me, kiss me.
Go get Liberty's album. It's on pre-order, instant download. Funny Love. Put it on your playlists. Recommend it to friends. Put it all out. Put it on a beach playlist. It's your song of the summer. You're welcome.
Yay. Thank you.
That's our gift to you. So obviously tonight's topic is a Pride Month appropriate topic. It's Madonna's LGBTQIA plus allyship. But before we get to that, as we know, there is plenties of goings on in the Madonnaverse.
You know she'll take you there.
That's right. Don't just stand there. Let's get to it. It's time for a little This Week in Ciccone.
See, I get what I want.
As we all know, the big news, of course, is that after 27 years, Madonna has announced the release of Veronica Electronica. And while we will do a deep dive on Veronica Electronica once it comes out, we just wanted to sort of tee it up. It's obviously, there's apparently, it's an 8-track EP with newly edited remixes of songs from her Ray of Light album and the original demo of Gone, Gone, Gone. As an advanced treat, we got the remix of Skin, and the full EP will be out on July 25. What do we think about Veronica finally making her appearance after 27 years?
Put it in
Well-
my veins.
Yeah, I mean, I would personally like a refund for all the UK and Japanese CD singles that I bought back in the late 90s from Record Runner and from different companies in the UK. Now it's all coming out in a neatly little, bound package that is going to cost nothing online. So thanks, Madonna. But I'm excited to have it all in one
excited.
place. Yeah.
Did everybody see Victor Calderon's post about the Skin remix on his Instagram? Oh, that just made me so happy to read that. And I was like,
Yeah.
that was such a fertile time to be a fan, and just because it was so different and it was so cool, and it was funny that far into the story, like I just remember how cool she was again, and
Mm-hmm.
after all the fuss that had come before, and it was just, oh, the album was so good. And I just remember thinking, oh, I want this remix album so bad. So
Yeah, well,
I'm
she
so
had
ready.
sort of been before Ray of Light. I think because of her motherhood, she was sort of like MIA-ish, like we didn't really see her quite as much. She wasn't really doing as much. And I felt like once she got on the Ray of Light promo, it was like, I mean, that was the first time I got to touch Madonna. I was
Oh, the Roxy,
at the
yeah.
Roxy. I was so I know I waited 5 hours for her to come
Oh,
out.
it was worth it.
And then we didn't even know if she was going to come out. We thought, is it going to be a drag queen? But when she lifted that veil off the top of her head, every single person that was behind me wished that they were where I was. And there were these girls, I think I've said this on the show, there were these girls that like pushed up behind me and they were like, excuse me, you've been standing there for the last 10 minutes. Can we trade places with you? And I'm like, no, you can't. I've been here for 6 hours. I'm like, you're not getting in front of me. I'm like, stay there.
That should have been the origin of the meme, move, I'm gay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Ray of Light was a great time. And I mean, I think it's funny that she originally wanted to call the album Veronica Electronica, not Ray of Light. So I like that title is finally getting its due. And, but yeah, like Tony said, hardcore fans probably already have all these remixes. Like there was nothing new. Gone, Gone, Gone's been leaked online for a long time. I think it's just nice that we will like in the streaming age finally have it accessible on like a gym playlist.
In quality.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
That Skin remix sounds so much better than my crappy bootleg.
Oh yeah, I play it on the sound system at the restaurant super loud in the morning when I go in there, and it sounds so good. I want to hear it in a club. I want to hear it, somewhere.
I know. I wish there were still clubs that played both her and that kind of music because, like, I sprinted to it the other day and I ran a 6-minute and 51-second mile thanks to that song. I was flying. I was just so happy. I just couldn't stand it.
And it sounds really fresh too. I mean, for something that's been. I mean, when I play it, I'm like, this sounds like a brand new, reworking. So yeah, I'm curious to hear the edits and to hear how it all sounds together. Maybe Gone, Gone, Gone will be reworked as well. But yeah, I think it's just so nice to have it in one package. Even if I'm not going to buy the vinyl, it's nice to know it exists,
Yeah. And it was such a surprise too, because here we are waiting for the Bedtime Stories re-release and we get this instead. And I was like, what's happening? Like, again, as we've always said, like things just seem like they're just like thrown at us in such a willy-nilly, Harry-Carey, give me some other sort of rhymey convention. They're just thrown at us. Loosey-goosey, yeah. Silly.
But yeah, Ben had a good point the other day. He was looking at the copyrights. Should have come out a couple years ago.
If people noticed that when they initially announced it, we'll put this on the tape. The very first copy of the Live Nation thing, not Rhino, but the Live Nation poster at the bottom was copywritten 2023, and then they very quickly removed it when people started tweeting it and put one up with 2025.
Well, I'm telling you, it's like we've theorized on the show. She was meant to be doing the biopic a couple years back, and they were going to do the re-releases then. And when the biopic got canceled, that's when she full steamed ahead on doing the tour. So I think the schedule just got flipped. That was, I think all this was supposed to come. Because think about it. Ray of Light, the anniversary of 25 years ago would have been 2 years ago then. And that would have made sense for it to come out then,
Yeah, it also feels, with all this talk about the re-releases and how it was supposed to be done or how it wasn't done, it doesn't really matter. I feel like it's part of her legacy, but it doesn't feel like she has much contact in these releases.
Yeah. I mean, Tony, nothing really matters, so.
I know.
A check is all she needs.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think that there are probably good reasons why this landed first before Bedtime Stories. I think there's something that we can't maybe know for sure that's going on back there, but.
Sure. Yeah, I love the fans theorizing online.
Sure, the speculation.
Oh my God, I heard
like,
something like Shep Pettibone's mad at Madonna, so that's why. I'm like, come on, guys, let's not.
Shep would want the paycheck.
Yeah. I mean, for someone who retired from music to have like another influx of cash, come on.
Yeah, Shep's not gonna turn down some money. I'm like, I love the Asbury Hotel that he has. It's a beautiful hotel, but like he ain't gonna turn down Madonna money.
Oh, he has a hotel?
In
Yeah,
Asbury
yeah.
Park. Yeah.
And a
Yeah.
club called Paradise that I actually went to in 1999,
Oh,
like right when it had just opened, and it was
it
a bunch of
hasn't
dudes
changed, Tony. I don't think they've
dancing
updated
by a
it.
pool in ugly speedos, and I'm like, am I overdressed? I mean, I was overdressed, but he did play the Shep Pettibone Pleasure Principle remix, and he played the Causing a Commotion silver screen mix. So I was like, all right,
Wow.
those are two songs that I needed to hear on loudspeakers, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, and speaking of the bedtime story, so the photo shoot that's happening behind Tony, that was a very beautiful photo shoot of Madonna that I just recreated the other night because I was bored on a Friday night. And I was like, I'm going to recreate Madonna's lying in bed photo.
How did you get your eyes to look like this?
I can't match her eyes because she has. Honestly, props to Madonna for the photo shoots that she does. Because anytime I've asked any of you and myself to like when we do the homage photos of Madonna, like you come to a really great appreciation of like how challenging some of those poses and photo shoots, like the work that actually goes into it. Like now, I'm usually doing it myself. I think we all sort of like
she has a staff. She just lays there and they do everything.
But it's still. You know, when I was doing the Ray of Light Rolling Stone, like the David LaChapelle pose, and I was trying to get my hands right, I'm like, how the hell did she do this? You know, like.
Oh, now see, you should have had me do that one because all my years of yoga, I can duplicate that pretty quickly.
Yeah. But yeah.
So, however, though, I mean, every time the sun shines into my eyes, that's what I look like.
Yes, your eyes light up, and suddenly you look like you have blonde hair.
And I'm like smoldering, you know.
Yeah. But yes, when I saw that photo shoot, even though her caption was "Love the skin you're in," and she played the remix of "Skin" behind it, I was like, "This is very bedtime story coded." And
it was the '90s. Bring it all back. I'm here for it.
She looked beautiful.
Yeah, it kind of takes me back to the "Let Down Your Guard."
Yes.
The secret single cover.
Yes. Like you know that picture of from the Bedtime Stories photo shoot where she's like lounging back in the like her legs, like that's exactly
that
I
one.
guess
Yes.
At this point, she can't pose differently anymore. Like she's just retreading stuff that she's done over and over. But like she looked gorgeous. I love the hair on her recently, and
she looked beautiful. She wasn't grabbing her crotch. It was.
Not in these pictures. Maybe the outtakes.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, wait for the Little Red Riding Hood. There'll be some like crotch grabbing oochie coochie.
So that I was going to talk about that. Let's talk. So if y'all haven't seen, she posted on her story today. I'm calling it Little Dark Riding Hood because she looks like she's wearing a black cape and a hood. And question: do we think that's anything, or do we think that that's just how she rolls up to 7-Eleven for a container of milk and a beef jerky?
I think it's an insomnia photo shoot with a bunch of people at her house that don't want to leave.
Yeah,
because we know she doesn't.
Wouldn't that be
sleep.
funny if that's how she gets people out of her house? She's like, Ricardo, it's time to do a photo shoot. Everyone, come join me outside in the veranda. And then she just like, while they're outside taking pictures, she just goes back in and just closes the door behind her and then just locks it. And she's like, waves goodbye to people.
Or she's like, come on, guys, it's 3 a.m. We're going to Columbus Circle and we're going to take some photos. And then she gets in the car after the photos and leaves everybody there.
Get yourselves home. Here's some Subway fare. And she throws them a couple pennies.
Well, then she has to go back and change the codes on all the doors.
Yeah, right.
Right, so that TikToker doesn't break in again.
Exactly.
But yeah, I'm thinking this is another late night photo shoot with no rhyme or reason, but Madonna wanting to pose and model, you know?
Yeah, I think she just dresses up all the time. Like that's like the life of an uber wealthy pop star, you know. Like
It beats the sweatpants era of the early 2000s. I'm not complaining.
Although my daily accoutrement is usually, you know, Lululemon. If I had couture to wear all the time, maybe I would go walk to the gym in a hood, you know, a hood and a cape. God knows she loves a cape.
And a corset.
I'm surprised she still wears capes after that Brit Awards incident. Like I still, anytime I see a cape,
now it's like the grill. She just does it because.
Yeah. No, the cape didn't win. I mean, let's face it, right?
It wasn't the cape; it was the dancers.
Yeah,
that's right.
Notice they're not around.
You haven't seen them. You haven't seen those two, and since that has happened, you know,
right?
That tour ended, and it's like they were disappeared. Like who knows where they've gone.
There was a lot of little photo shoot things this week, right? I guess outfit testing. Was this her like
she did that.
summer
Like
wardrobe?
she was
or
carrying a
something?
bag. She was in some like really off-brand outfit for her.
And
like,
then Madonna outfits just slayed it all. They were like, "Oh, it's this, it's that, it's this,
oh
it's
right,
that."
with the
I'm like,
kissing. Yeah, like
Yeah, but then she was with that. She had that custom Open bag that cost $100,000.
Oh, the TikTok. You guys sent
Oh
me that.
my
I'm not on
God.
TikTok, Lord.
yeah, we.
And it
you
was
can see
made
all
from
the
a
stills.
very, very rare crocodile.
See, Ben, I do things for you so that way you don't have to, which was I downloaded the video and I freeze framed each outfit and then screen grabbed it and put it in a nice little montage collage for you on the Instagram story. So you didn't have to do that.
No, I
See?
saw it because I won't be on TikTok.
Yeah,
Yes,
me,
I know.
I haven't.
I have my limits.
Every now and then I see, like in Daily Mail, don't judge me, that she's doing TikTok dances with her boyfriend, and I'm like, I'm really glad I'm not seeing these on TikTok.
It's weird that she posts on like the stuff that she posts on TikTok. It's very like
It's different, right?
It is weird. The other part that's weird is that some are getting, maybe 23,000 likes, and others are like in the millions, and it's very like random. Because I'm on it probably too much, but
well,
yeah,
I can vouch for that.
yeah, no, but I mean, well, at least every day I'm on. I'm not saying that I'm on for hours and hours, but
Kids, get your own dinner. Mommy's busy.
Yeah.
it's 'cause
Mommy's on
lately
TikTok.
I can't do.
Mommy's
Facebook,
watching Madonna.
and I am on Insta, but not as much on Insta anymore, just because I can't like hold the reels and watch them faster.
Yeah. No, I was thinking this morning, I was like, oh, I should go on Instagram and promote the show, but I don't want to hear about No Kings. I don't want to hear about anything that's happening right now. You know what I mean?
It's a little much sometimes. Like I try not to doom scroll, but I can't even see friends posts now because I'm just like and I want to pay attention to democracy to make sure that we help save it, but I'm like at the same time my brain just hurts at the end of the day sometimes.
And not only that, I bought a bathing suit for my Provincetown trip, and now all I see on my scroll are bathing suits, and it's like, come on.
Oh, and
You know
they're
what my
probably
algorithm shows me because I tricked it? Funny cat memes and videos. That's pretty much all that it shows me on Instagram. The podcast group communicates in many ways to the audience, but one of our communication modes is an Instagram chat. And sometimes the algorithm catches up on our Instagram chat. So since we've talked about this episode in that chat, the algorithm has been feeding me vintage clips of Madonna at various pride and or gay rights events.
Wow.
So like, Stefan, you sent us all a list, and I'm like, oh, I literally saw 4 of those randomly in the scroll on Instagram this week. It's so funny.
I got those too, but here's the one thing that I completely, you guys have to tell me if you forgot about it too. Was it 2021, the year of the Boom Boom Room, and she makes that short film with the red mop as a wig that was silent, and I was like, I completely forgot about this project. And I don't know if it aged well. I don't know if it aged. I don't know what it is, what it was. I watched it again today. I was like, oh, Madonna, you're so experimental when you want to be, you know?
Well, yeah, so let's talk about our topic of the day. As we said at the top of the show, Madonna's LGBTQIA allyship. As we all know, Madonna has been an ally of that community her entire career, and she's used her platform to advocate for LGBTQIA plus rights and raise awareness about issues like HIV and AIDS. We thought, let's take a look at some of those instances because, as a lot of people say, the younger generation does not know, nor do they appreciate the efforts that Madonna has done to fight for gay rights and raise funds and do fundraisers for those rights as well. There is this is not an exhausted list in any way, shape, or form. And if you have your favorite LGBTQIA Madonna moment, please put it in the chat so that way we can hear about it. I mean, some of like my things that obviously like Tony was mentioning, there's World Pride, and Liberty and I are both twinning wearing our World Pride t-shirts. There was the New York Pride performance of 2021 where she danced at the Boom Boom Room, which I always loved. I think it was New York Magazine was like, Madonna has helped reignite New York nightlife post-COVID, because it was like the first like Pride party that we had as we were coming out of a COVID year, the year prior. Obviously, she did the Pride performance in 2023, where that was like pre-celebration. We were all wondering like, what's her performance going to be? And she looked gorgeous with that blonde hair, and she was wearing that like yellow outfit.
Yeah.
And then in 20,
Don't forget World
Wait,
Pride
that was
year. She went to Stonewall as well.
Right.
oh yes, oh yeah,
wait,
yeah,
the
yeah.
terminal performance was 2022, right?
No, that was 3.
Yeah, it was 23.
But I think that was 22 because that was right before my partner moved. Because Stefan, you and I were texting about it, and you went, and I decided not to, and you got in. That
No,
was
I did get in.
2022.
I was outside.
You were outside, but the terminal uptown was 2022.
It was it? I guess.
Yeah, because
Was
it
it?
was. I was there for that. Because that was my trip to New York City. On the next day on Pride, like a few days
N-
later on Pride Sunday, I was on the
You
train
know
where
what?
the people got stabbed.
You're right. You're right. Because
You're right.
one of our listeners, Elliot, was at that show, and he sent me the poster that he ripped off the wall, and I was here when I got it. So yeah, that
I was going to say, yeah,
2022.
that was the year after I left New York, sadly. See, that's
Me too. Me too.
I've had it's regression therapy. I've blacked that out. I didn't want to. Obviously, she did the Ladyland Festival where she was wearing that white outfit and she was judging.
Yeah.
So,
But I wanted to ask you guys, when was the first time that you guys noticed Madonna talk about gay people positively and like on television or, out? Because during the 80s, no one did that. Not Cyndi Lauper, not any of our gay icons, not Barbara Streisand. None of those people talked about AIDS or gay people as, as basic humans, because back then it was like you were straight, you were not out, and it was.
You might remember this better than I will, Tony. It's for me, it was the interview the first time, and it was a TV interview, not print, where she talked about Christopher Flynn and Martin. What was that on?
I don't remember that. I think the first time I ever saw Madonna do anything for us, I would say, is there was one of those public service commercials for AIDS, and it was when she had black hair during
Like
her
the
Broadway
yeah.
run, and she was like
On
in a
the-
hallway where people were walking
on the
past, and she's
stairwell.
she's talking about, she uses the word gay.
Mhm.
And I remember being that very polarizing moment because I'm watching MTV during the summer, whenever that happened, and I'm thinking, wow, that's very pointed. I mean, it's not anything saying. I mean, it's not like some random reenactment or anything like that. It's actually a big star who's not afraid to talk about what's happening and to almost advocate for us. And then after that, it was the whole Truth or Dare press tour, and when she's, asking like, what? I'll never forget this. I remember watching it like in my kitchen. My mother was making dinner and Entertainment Tonight's on, and Madonna's saying, the answer is like, how do you feel about being the person responsible for, showing America two gay men kissing, and she's like, I'm very proud to be the instigator of that gross out. I think that the interviewer said it was a gross out moment or something, which, obviously it wasn't, but that's how this country was at that time.
Still in a lot of ways is.
But she went on every media outlet and talked about it openly and talked about how the movie's not just about her, it's about her dancers who are gay. And
yeah, I loved.
Yeah.
I don't remember when it was the first time. Like I would remember seeing her because I was a little late to getting MTV, so like I didn't get to see like some of those specials until like maybe like after the fact. But I think I remember when it was around, I think 1990 when I first got MTV. And so when they were doing those Madonna weekends, they were like showing you, like it was around the premiere from when she opened the show in Houston, right? I think it was.
Yeah.
And they were like, it was like a Madonna weekend. It was all Madonna all the time. And so like you could just binge any special that they had. And there was so many clips that MTV News was playing. And I think I remember seeing during the Who's That Girl tour, didn't she do a benefit? Like she did like one of the shows that she did was a benefit for HIV. And she like, there's a very poignant clip of her where she's like, it's a very elusive disease.
It feels great to be home. And it feels great to see a house full of so many people who care. You know, I was trying to think of some real eloquent words to say to you all tonight, but I love you too, but shut up for a second. But enough has been said already, and I don't want to turn this into a morbid event. You know, AIDS is a powerful and mysterious disease that continues to elude us, but we are more powerful because we can stop it from spreading any further by educating ourselves and finding out the facts. All right, so hopefully with your presence tonight, the money that we've raised for research grants will help us to find a cure, and I hope to God it does. And thank you once again for being here. Are you ready to party?
And like, and she's like talking to the crowd, and she's, you know, sweaty and has that big spiky blonde hair, and so she's talking about that. And then of course, like it was just like clip after clip after clip that they're showing you. Like they show her and Sandra Bernhardt dancing at the dance-a-thon where they were raising money for HIV and AIDS. And I think that was Christopher Flynn introduced her at that, right?
Yeah,
Wasn't he was still alive for that?
So the chat is coming through with some information. Somebody pointed out that one of the first visual sort of lean-ins for her are the two sailors in the Open Your Heart video.
Yeah.
And then I mentioned, and I can't believe we all forgot this, the insert in Like a Prayer.
Yeah. I was gonna get there.
Also, you guys,
that predates all this TV stuff we're talking about.
It just came to me, a very important moment of Madonna allyship was signing Jose and Louise to do Queen's English on the Maverick label. It was just a single, but still, she signed two openly gay artists, and she featured on their single, which no one did then. No one did that.
Yeah. Well, and I was going to say like musical contributions, you know, like where it's either about gay culture or about gay life. Like obviously Vogue, you know, Deeper and Deeper is a song written about a gay man coming out to himself and
in this life. Why is it so hard? You know, like the erotica era,
Set the Sex Book, Justify My Love, and Erotica the videos. You know, like there was so much that she was sort of putting out there to the like mainstream media where, and we've said this on the show multiple times, where it's like you didn't think it was weird because Madonna was doing it. All these other people were sort of overreacting, but it was like, why are they making such a big stink out of it? I will say, when I saw Madonna in Justify My Love making out with a woman while Tony Award was watching, I was like, what's happening right now? What is she doing? And I love that interview where they ask her, I think it was around the Something to Remember era, and it was on the Today Show, I think it was, and like Savannah Guthrie or somebody, I forget who the interviewer is, asks her, you know, like, what do you think about, you know, like the people like say that you're bisexual or whatnot, and she's like, well, I don't have to, you know, I think it's completely normal, and you know, like I'm not going to talk about it because if that's what I want to do, that's what I want to do. And, you know, or I'm mixing up interviews, but there's a bunch of interviews where she talks about, you know, like homophobia and how that's wrong.
I mean, the Nightline interview.
The Nightline is the one that comes to mind. Yeah. I mean, for me, I don't think I ever really understood gay until I saw Truth or Dare, because for me, I was still pretty young. Honestly, I was 13, so I didn't I mean, kids at that time where I lived, we didn't talk about that stuff or know about it, and I certainly didn't have MTV or any kind of exposure besides what I would see like on primetime TV, which would be sitcoms, which again wasn't maybe My Two Dads, but I never understood, or never like for a while thinking like, well, My Two Dads, what does that mean? But I think they were
friends.
Friends, right?
They were straight.
That was supposed to, like they apparently both dated the same woman, and they didn't know and they wouldn't do they wouldn't do a paternity test to see who it was.
Oh God, the 80s.
Yeah,
I know.
But see, like I remember thinking, like, that would be so weird, like just not understanding it at all. Mm-hmm. And then when that it really like awoke inside of me that the understanding was when I'd seen Truth or Dare, because it was until then that
that was what she did in Truth or Dare was groundbreaking at that time.
Transcendent.
I mean,
I didn't even know that HIV was like I knew about it, right? But I had no idea how one contracted it. I didn't know anything about it. Like honestly, without Madonna, I probably would still be like, I don't know, living under a mushroom somewhere.
But yeah, I mean, just having two guys kiss in that movie, showing the Pride Parade scenes in that movie, just giving the platform to the dancers.
Yeah.
In general, I mean, they were like main characters in that movie, and they just represented their life, and it was you'd never seen that. They didn't show stuff like that on television. Like it's so weird to think that like how far we've come. I mean, I saw a clip. Because you follow those like best of the 80s, best of the 90s retro TV clips or whatever, and they were like re-showing the scene from Melrose Place where like
I saw that.
Matt goes in for his kiss, and then they like cut away to Billy washing dishes at his window, and it's like, seriously, this was 1993, and you were cutting away. You couldn't show two men kiss on television. Like
not only cutting away, but the gist of it was they did something wrong.
Right.
Billy was like.
I can't believe it. Yeah, like he was shocked and appalled.
Pearls,
Yeah. So it's funny how like in 20, 30 years, how much has changed in terms of like what they find acceptable and not acceptable anymore.
Yeah, in Truth or Dare, it was the first time I'd seen gay people depicted without judgment or a point of view. It was just this is
or
who
dying.
they are.
Or poking
or dying.
or made a joke of,
they weren't the butt of the joke, and they weren't dying. This is actually something that's coming up in the chat now, because we're all like, oh my God, Slam was so hot. I'm like, oh my God, the dirty thoughts I used to have about Slam. I can't even. Slam and Kevin and Gabriel, I was just like, I want to be part of that sandwich.
Well, I was fixated on John Draper, but that's another story.
You were?
Daddy issues.
I'm still mad at him for declining to be on the show. He said,
oh my God.
And I quote, "I've said everything there is to be said about Madonna in my time working with her."
Tony sent him a video message saying, "Live out your fantasy here with me," and he was like, "No, I won't." But yeah, so in addition to like Truth or Dare, obviously Madonna played a witch named Elspeth in Four Rooms, who was a lesbian. The sex book alone was filled with gay, bisexual, lesbian. Like it was just constantly being depicted in that.
Let's not forget her allyship turn in The Next Best Thing.
Oh God.
Right? Correct.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Sure, Madonna.
Well, but elevating Rupert Everett as like her gay BFF, like it was normalizing it. It was, making it seem like this is okay.
Yeah.
I think if anything, even if Madonna was getting additional PR and press from doing what she's doing, it at least showed it in a normal way where like other places, other people, other avenues maybe weren't or normalizing it in quite the same way. But Madonna was like, she wasn't even making an issue out of it. It was just like, this is my friend.
Yeah, and the thing of it is, say what we will about that movie, which everyone should go watch our episode about it.
Mm-hmm.
Rupert's character was the central figure. He was the protagonist, unlike the stereotypical character that he played in My Best Friend's Wedding.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh Lord, the chat is going in about what Rupert is like now, but
We're not talking
stay-
about
We're not
now.
talking about
We'll
him
stay
now.
away from that.
No.
But the
That's-
point of it is
that's
that
not our
movie,
fault.
Yeah, that movie took advantage of the moment because it came out as Will and Grace was starting, and
Right.
and it was sort of
Right.
like it's
Madonna
yeah.
on Will and Grace, you know, like
Well, I'd rather forget about that. But
Cut to Ben
me,
forgetting about
cut to
it.
me,
Yeah.
still talking about myself.
notice, people, we will not be covering that in the Madonna movie or acting series.
No.
Oh,
Oh God.
I'd rather watch the video of her gossiping with Megan Mullally.
Right? That was funnier.
We need more of that. Well, I told you my story that a girl I know here in Philadelphia, she was a producer for VH1, and she was producer on that episode. And she said that her and the other producer had stayed up all night to write questions for Megan to interview Madonna. And Madonna showed up on time. They had like an hour of time for Madonna. Megan Mullally was apparently like a half an hour late. And when she walked in the room, they handed her the cards. Megan looked at the cards, threw them aside, and says, I'll ask my own questions. And they basically, whatever you see in that Madonna is Madonna Rising? Was that what it is?
No,
No,
it was
the
it was the
thing.
American Life interview, remember?
Yeah.
But like whatever you see in that interview of Megan and Madonna talking, that was all that they had other than the stuff that was leaking from like post interview. But like that's why they were doing all those weird rewind conventions. Like they would like rewind stuff back to like go look at like previous, because they didn't have enough stuff to fill the interview. So they like, because Megan Mullally just like came in so late. And apparently, allegedly, this is allegedly, people. Alleged. Wink, wink. When Megan walked in late, she's like, "Who's the diva now?"
I like that.
Yeah, that's your
You
tea.
can't make me not like Megan Mullally. Like, also a fantastic ally and just a wonderful. Oh my God, what a treat!
I have
Anyway.
never seen this interview.
Oh, it's
you
pretty
should.
good. It's
Yeah,
on
it's
YouTube.
pretty good.
Okay, I'll check it out.
It was when American Life, the video was supposed to come out. Then she pulled it. So they were trying to do spin control, and this was part of it.
That was American Life when she was on Will and Grace?
Yeah. All at the same time, because that's why she was wearing.
That why she was wearing that wig?
Yeah.
That
because she had
awful
dark
wig,
hair.
'cause she still had dark hair.
That wig was
talk
terrible.
about-
That wig was
I
terrible.
mean,
No, Stefan, that's everyone's favorite wig on her.
Oh, it's the worst.
I'm kidding. That's a joke from the show.
I was like,
Remember, this is everyone's favorite sweater on me.
I'm trying to repress that episode.
Oh my God, that wig was terrible.
The only worst guest star on that show was Glenn Close as the celebrity photographer.
Oh, the groper.
Yuck.
Oh my God. And I love, if you've ever seen the Graham Norton interview with Deborah Messing and Eric McCormick, where they're talking about Madonna and how they were like, Madonna couldn't remember our names. And she kept asking them every time she'd show up for rehearsal. And she'd be like, "Who are you again?" And he's like, "I'm Eric." He's like, and she's like, "And what character do you play?" And he's like, I'm the first name on the script of the episode that you're reading for." And she's like, "Oh, okay." And then she like couldn't remember Deborah Messing's name or character. And then she found out that Madonna was studying the Kabbalah, and Deborah Messing was like, "Yeah, my Kabbalah name or my Hebrew name is Rachel." And like Madonna was like, and she called her that the rest of the time because
my God.
It's a very funny interview. And like they were just
that was her high Kabbalah period too, right? Like American Life and that whole tour. Like, but God, I wish they had released any. Okay, I'm not going to go down that track. Anyway, Madonna and Pride. Also, someone the chat is lively tonight, and props to them for remembering stuff that we're just like, believe it. The reason there was no Pride performance in 2023 because that weekend was the weekend of the medical incident.
Oh.
Yes, when we almost lost her.
Yes, she was in rehearsals Pride of 2023.
That's right.
Yes. Well, thank God we still have her.
And Pride of
Yeah.
2024, she was recovering from the Rio.
No, that's
Yeah.
why.
Concert.
That's why she
That
did.
was
That's why she did
Ladyland.
Ladyland. So
Yeah.
she didn't
Mhm.
perform. She just was like on stage having a kiki with the other people.
She held up score signs, right?
Yeah.
I
Right.
wonder if she'll do
She
anything this
looked
year.
good, though.
Will she do anything this year? Do we think? For Pride?
Probably not.
I doubt it. Maybe she'll. No. I doubt she'll perform, but maybe she'll like what she did at the Boom Boom Room. Well, she just like showed up in a fun outfit and danced to some songs. Like
Maybe she could tease an upcoming album.
well, because we've got Veronica Electronica coming out, so like maybe she'll do a little, something. She'll shimmy up against a bar, I'll take it.
She'll probably put out some weird AI video. Ugh.
When was it when she had the pink hair and she was throwing stuff and she's like, "Oh, I'm gay."
Oh, that
And
was
then-
2021.
Yeah, that was
Right.
just-
And then like the British press is like Madonna comes out as gay. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, it was a 10-second video.
Right.
Let's not, guys, you
Yeah,
know?
that was
Yeah.
the same because that video that she did, that was where she was like she had the different personas of like Candy and
Yeah,
something like there was like
yeah.
3 different character names, and she like had that like there was some beautiful photos that Ricardo did for her, and like she had like little freckles on one, and so she's like with a lollipop.
She was spending a lot of time in her room during that time.
Yeah, it was very Candy Shop, and give me a reason to mention Candy Shop, I will do it.
Justice for Candy Shop.
Justice for Candy
Yeah.
Shop. Yeah. That was
Hashtag.
actually that was supposed to be the original topic for tonight, kids. But
Right? I thought that.
I was going to make it a Candy Shop episode because my birthday is tomorrow and I can do what I want on my birthday. But
Candy Shop can make its way into every episode.
exactly,
As far as I'm
it
concerned.
really does. It's ubiquitous. It's like Madonna Candy Shop.
Right.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God. I would have had to
immediately.
have something else. Oh my God.
Ben was like, if we're gonna do a Candy Shop episode, you need to send me some Valium, and I was like, all right.
I need something stronger than Valium.
Well, Valium with your gin. That's very Mega Mullally.
No, that's why I would have had to have a whole bottle of gin. It's interesting. Someone's asking about, is Veronica Electronica an album? Da, da, da. And it made me think about like the concept of Veronica Electronica as a remix album in 1998 was almost at that point passe. But think about how in the late 80s, Jody Watley, Janet,
Paul
Paula
Abdul.
everybody would put out their album, and then like 16 months later put out these like remix albums. And I guess You Can Dance actually kind of sort of kicked that
It is.
off.
Yeah, of course.
Don't forget, it made a comeback briefly though in the early 2000s. J to the LO, the remixes.
Oh yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
I think I had
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
What?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I liked
Yeah.
those versions.
I did. The Jody Watley remix album was my jam. I loved the hell out of that.
My God! Don't get me started.
Mm-hmm.
It was called "What You Gonna Do for Me," like from the song from, right?
No, it's You Want to Dance with Me.
Oh, You Want to Dance with Me? Because this is the thing everybody has to remember. Back in the day, those remix albums did not even have new tracks. They literally were just club versions and like radio remix versions of album tracks. That Jody Watley one is the bomb. Oh my God. Everybody go stream that. It's amazing.
Well,
it's
also,
so good.
You bring up those from the past, and they were all like one continuous song, like
DJ
Confessions.
mixes.
So I'm wondering if Veronica Electronica will be mixed together. Or
I'm
if it will
hoping.
be-
I'm
yeah.
hoping. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Confessions should have had a sister album like that.
Well, it's-
Maybe
it's
there's
coming.
one coming
It's
soon.
coming. That's the sequel.
Oh, okay. That's what that is. It's just going to be all those songs.
Oh my God, you just had a blonde moment.
Well, I have multiple of those a day. Wonder why.
Yes, here's hoping that the Confessions sequel is yet another gay-coded album for Madonna.
And somebody in the chat just mentioned remix and revisited.
Oh, right. Yeah, I forgot
Yes,
about that one.
absolutely.
I always forget that because it was rock and roll, and I'm like,
I
"Bleh,
wasn't
I'm
as.
asleep."
I think the brilliance about Remixed and Revisited was that we got Your Honesty.
Yes,
I think
I was just going to say that
yes.
too.
I wasn't
Yes.
crazed about the remixes because I was like, but like Your Honesty, I was like, thank you, Madonna.
Yeah,
Like,
that was good.
I remember hearing into the Hollywood groove and be like, this is not my Into the Groove.
No.
we got that, and we got the live version of the VMA performance with Britney and Christina,
Yeah.
which
Right.
again, Madonna
Iconic.
kissing women on stage. Again, I know that it's a little gay baity, but you know, it's
Is it? I mean, Missy Elliott was playing the preacher.
True.
I mean, and that was actually right at the time that Karl Rove and all the Republicans were ginning up the whole thing with the gay marriage amendments that got put on 36 state constitutions. Because remember, if SCOTUS overturns gay marriage, there's still like 18 states that have those in their constitution, my current state included, where it will become illegal and invalidated. So,
well. And speaking of Madonna as a gay ally, remember she sang at the Grammys when they did all those gay marriages.
Oh, yeah.
Right. That was spectacular.
Her and Queen Latifah, right? Weren't they like?
weird cowboy outfit.
And then like all those people, they all got married after.
Yeah.
It was Macklemore and
Yes.
Queen Latifah, who still isn't out yet.
I thought she was out.
She is.
She's a Les, right?
All right.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
She?
I mean, and people who've been in the know from back in the day.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
come on. If you go and listen to her "All Hail the Queen" from her first album, you're like, this is so super gay. Like,
Oh, I mean, even before Vogue, "Come Into My House" was like the queerest song ever.
Oh, okay. Audience, people listening, people watching this, go stream the very first Queen Latifah studio album, "All Hail the Queen." It is house music and hip hop. She sings. You're like,
she's a beautiful voice. She has a
great voice. Like some of her later jazz albums, and like being in Chicago, you're like, you like it was more fun when you were kind of gritty and raw. And that album, I listen to it all the time. "Come Into My House" and "Dance with Me." And there's like a couple. "Count the Ways," the "How Do You Love Me, Let Me Count the Way," or is that on the second album? I don't know. Whatever. Go find it, kids.
But I mean, another thing that Madonna brought to the forefront, which is gay rights all the way, is house music.
Yes. I mean, all the gay producers that she started working with after. Well, I mean, Stephen Bray. No, wait, Stephen's not gay.
Stephen's not gay. Stephen's not.
Yeah. So who was the first one? Shep?
Yeah, Shep. All the other ones were her boyfriends.
That's true.
Except Patrick Leonard.
Oh my God.
Ben, what else is happening in the chat that we need to address? Is there any topics or
let's
questions?
see here. People keep bringing up "Open Your Heart" as like one of the first. There's like more Veronica Electronica. There was discussions about bad wigs. Baby Ava wig. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Well, yeah, we've mentioned that.
Icky. Oh, and someone is saying that Queen's English was actually a leftover from Immaculate Collection produced by Junior Vasquez. I've never heard that.
I'd never heard that either. That's cool.
But I mean, that could be possible, I guess. I don't know. Never heard that one. That's a new one.
Well, and obviously Madonna had many friends who are gay growing up, and
her brother.
Yes, well, exactly.
I mean, in one of her speeches, she said, "I've always felt like an outcast. I've always felt like I didn't belong, and I came to New York feeling that way, and I was embraced by the gay community who made me feel inclusive." And I can see that, knowing her past history, I could see that would have been something she didn't experience in Michigan, except for maybe Christopher Flynn. And then she comes to New York, and then she's dancing in a club, and all the gays want to be around her, because I can see that, I mean, I can look at early Madonna and be like, I want to be her friend. I want to talk to her,
Yeah. And so Well, Liberty, you were talking earlier about only being 13 at the time. The rest of us are probably old enough to remember the controversy around
Slightly
the
older.
well, okay, whatever. The controversy around the Advocate interview where she outed her brother, even though
Yeah.
he was out in real life. I mean, he wasn't a celebrity, but it just goes to show you, like, as Stefan was talking about earlier, the difference in what progress actually, how it materializes and actualizes for us, right? Like,
Yeah.
nowadays, if someone's like, "Oh yeah, my brother's gay," blah blah blah, like no one even thinks twice about it,
Yeah.
famous or not. But in those days, to like declare one of your siblings like that was just like the most awful thing you could do. And but I don't know. When I read that interview, I thought, well, I mean, she's giving this interview, and maybe she's not really thinking about the sort of global context of it, right? Because like she's like, well, I know he's gay, and he knows I know he's gay, and we're around all these gay people, and like whatever, and didn't really think about the implications of that. I mean, I never thought Christopher wasn't gay in all the years before that. And as Matthias just pointed out in the chat, she did apologize. So
But that was pretty huge though for her to be on in
The
the
Advocate, yeah.
to be the first mainstream star to be on the cover, have an interview. I remember when that came out, and I was afraid to go buy it. I didn't want anyone to see me buy it. I didn't know where to buy it. Like
I bought it. Well, okay, I didn't buy it. I shoplifted it, but okay.
Yay, Madonna.
Well, yeah. I mean, she's been nominated for GLAAD awards. Like she's gotten 2 GLAAD awards, and most recently she did that speech where she was wearing sort of like that God control uniform outfit. Yeah, I mean, she's got some really great speeches online that you can see.
Do you guys remember the first time she won a GLAAD award when there was that one time where she asked Luke Perry to introduce her. She went up there to tell people she didn't have AIDS because there was a big rumor going around that Madonna was not HIV positive. She was actually an AIDS victim, and it was preposterous, that she had to go up there and defend herself and say, I'm not gay, which had nothing to do with anything, and also say, I don't have AIDS,
Yeah, it's weird.
But if she did, she was like, but so what?
So what?
Like, it would be okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird the passage of time and how things
Right.
But had it not been for people like her, because it was the level of fame with which she was at that time, no one else was spotlighting it in quite that way, and she didn't have to, but she did. And
imagine if Taylor Swift, half of her squad was like super quirky, artistic, cool gay guys, and we're constantly all over her Instagram, and instead of like her
big
pop
beefy
starlet, instead of her pop startlet of the week hanging out with her at whatever event she's going to with Travis, it was some, I mean, the closest comparative to that is, I hate to say it, is the Kardashians, right? Because they very much are surrounded by the gays who are part of their coven or whatever. But
coven,
they are.
And Charlie, I think Charlie XCX does.
And I literally was about to say that, Liberty, that Charlie XCX is really the contemporary version of that. And well, Chapel identifies as queer, so it's a little bit different. It's allyship, but it's not.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, we have straight allies too. Imagine Dragons are very outspoken about equal rights and gay rights, and they have no stake in this,
Yeah. But yeah, for the kids today, it would be the equivalent of like Taylor Swift. I mean, and it's interesting because Beyonce is obviously surrounded by lots of queer people as well, and elevates them as performers in her shows and like that. And she'll put out the occasional social media statement, but she does not, like, she doesn't advocate in the way that Madonna did at a point in history and culture and society when the situation was very dire.
Yeah.
And we're about to go back to that situation. So Madonna wearing Protect the Dolls t-shirts
Yes.
Yes.
is very, that, like, you don't see Beyonce or Taylor Swift wearing Protect the Dolls t-shirts.
That's right.
And they probably never will. But Madonna would have wore that t-shirt in 1982, 1992, 2002, 2012, and 2025.
Right.
And
Right, and
that is the
she's
history
been
of
going
allyship.
to, she went to that trans fashion show, and she's, you know, employed trans people for her tour, like Jess Cuevas, who did the Warped art for her. And, you know, like, she puts those people front and center, you know, like Bob the Drag Queen was in Celebration and helped put that show together with her. You know, like, these are, she's putting her money where her mouth is. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that she's being performative in how she does it. Like, she's working with these people. They're working with and for her. They're producing stuff for her. She's dressed by these people. She's, you know, hair and makeup by these people. Like, it's she's surrounded by them. And I think it's, I mean, we even, like, what was the picture that she posted with David just the other day? What was that picture? It was like David was dressed up in something, and I forget what, there was like a gay caption or something, like, or
Just
it was
said
like
Happy Pride or something like that. Yeah.
So it's,
and don't forget about Tokisha. Don't ever forget about Tokisha.
don't ever forget about Hung Up on Tokisha. Don't. Well, there was that, right, because there was that time where, like, they were like BFFs making out of fashion shows, and you know,
that's
like,
right.
obviously
But
making
also,
out and hung
you
up
know,
on Tokisha.
during the Celebration tour, the Tokisha Hung Up remix featured very explicit gay content, you know, as a lot of people.
Well, right, she was right. And then during that number, her and one of the dancers, who was, I don't know if the dancer was identified as
trans?
What?
She's
Was it? I thought it was Sasha.
No,
who's danced with her for a long time.
Joshua.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, cool. I just remember seeing that number in Detroit, and my friend that I was with was like, "Are they topless?" I'm like, "Yeah."
I heard that
like,
too. I heard that
I'm
too in
like,
San Francisco. Of
what
all
are you
places.
she's so
talking about?
beautiful.
Yes, and this was in like conservative ass Detroit. The audience loved it and ate it up, and people were hooping and hollering and just like eating it up. I'm like, listen, when it's good,
Yeah.
it's good.
Mm-hmm.
When
And
it's not,
in 2024, you're shocked to see a topless performer at a Madonna show. Let's go back to 1993. Okay.
Oh, well,
right?
speaking of what people get shocked about, can we talk about the hubbub over the stupid Sabrina Carpenter album cover? And I'm like, why is everyone freaking out about this? And I'm like, that's why I
Oh my
posted that. I'm like,
God.
if people are freaking out about Sabrina Carpenter getting her hair pulled by what they think is a man, I still
It
think
could be a woman.
I'm like, we do not know. It's somebody in a
Yeah.
suit. I'm like, for all we know, it's Madonna dressed up. You know,
Oh my
like,
God.
And
on
if
the
you're
cover of-
upset by that, then look at the Erotica
But-
album, turn it over, and you'll see Madonna sucking somebody's toes.
I
you
know, but you
Yes.
know what? The interview essay in the culture section of the New York Times today, they had these two like critics talking about it, and the one called it pornographic. Called that cover pornographic, and I just thought,
Really,
okay,
guys?
I've seen real pornography like on Twitter that would like make your eyeballs explode. Like, what are you talking about? Like, this is context, people. She's literally succeeding in doing the exact thing that she wanted to do with that cover. Whereas all of us in Madonna world were like, oh, that's
Exactly.
nice try.
And it's like they're only pulling this shit because 25 years ago she was a Disney actress, and
exactly.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
because her brand has been family friendly and it's been safe. She's been like a Varga girl, you know, where it's like, it's classy. It's not overt.
It's how she
not-
looks. Yeah,
it's
it's the
not
little
gratuitous.
white
It's
girl.
like, it's Cupid doll. It's cute. And now that there's a moment of somewhat like, it's sort of threatening. There's a sinister thread weaving through. And I'm like, seriously, this is, I'll quote the evangelical woman that they interviewed back when Madonna's Like a Prayer video came out. As a Christian, we have far more better things to worry and concern ourselves with. Like, seriously, like, who cares? Like, people were saying, like, there's a picture of her laying in the bed and some man is grabbing, like, older man is grabbing onto her, and people are like, no, an older man. I'm like, people, did we not see Madonna in the sex book sitting on the lap of, like, playing the role of a prostitute? You know, I'm like, come on. Like,
That being said, though, I'm really excited for Sabrina Carpenter's erotica era that's upcoming. You know,
That's probably like a couple albums away. Yeah.
Well,
So
but think of it like
she's
this.
shifting gears.
Yeah.
It says so much about the American perception of art and how they see things so literally, and they can't not see anything. They can't see anything else. It's kind of scary how that is happening to something as benign as this. When you think about, like, not, I don't know how when was that Rihanna's S&M song? Like, I mean, come on.
Oh, that was 2011.
See, and it feels so like if that happened today, that people would really just, like, do they just eat it up in music and can't take the picture? Or what is the, you know what I mean?
Well,
It's so funny. Just really quick for S&M too. When she performed that on some award show with Britney Spears, the choreography was literally the Bye Bye Baby VMAs performance. You know, so it's like not shocking. You know.
Well, it's interesting as the internet has exposed people to more and more things. There's like a recalcitrance that's happened, and like a sex negativity that's not really a sex negativity, but just sort of like a sort of dour puritanical approach to just life. And I'm just like, that is not fun. Like, especially in this time period where politically there's so much repression and activity against our very being. I feel like this is the time, just like the early 80s and the late 80s, where art needs to just get wild and actually truly be dangerous. And the Sabrina Carpenter album cover is not dangerous. Like, and liberty
I do see, though, why people are making this because of the current landscape, like the political landscape.
Oh, 100%. But this is the 2025 version and not the 1989 version that we all are well versed in, that did such a better job. And to what Liberty was saying earlier made me think about the fact that the kids, if it's not on YouTube or TikTok, the kids don't know about it. And so they don't do the research. Like, you know, you can get into the whole argument about appropriation, but so much of it is, do you know the art that came before you? And do you know the material that came before you? And how can you take that and make it your version in the present of the feeling, not the art, but the feeling? And like, maybe that's her attempt to capture the feeling. But as Tony points out, that's not sucking on a toe on the back cover by any means.
I mean,
or function.
it's like, you page through the sex book, and there's enough pictures to, like, make heads roll. I mean, Madonna hovering over in a mirror with, you know, like,
or the rape fantasy in the high school gym.
Exactly.
You know?
Like, there's plenty that it's like that makes Sabrina Carpenter's picture look like a walk in the park. You know?
God, we were so blessed to be alive when that came out.
Yeah.
Amen.
Wow.
I think that's a good place to end for the night. So thanks for joining us this week for a little walk down Madonna's allyship for the LGBTQIA plus community. Remember, you can find us on all social platforms at MLVC Podcast. You can donate to the show on Venmo at MLVC Podcast, or click the like button on YouTube and donate via Super Thanks. If you've not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, tick that subscribe button so you never miss a video. Thank you to everybody who does subscribe. I thank everyone for commenting and liking our posts and sharing and being part of this community. We're probably going to be a little quiet over the next couple weeks because I turn 50 tomorrow and I'm going on vacation. So I won't be around to podcast. So we're taking a little time
Welcome
off.
to the club.
Yes, my hard candy era is beginning tomorrow.
Oh my God. You mean your sticky and sweet era? Because Hard
Yeah.
Candy came out while she was still 49. She turned 50 on the tour. So you are officially in your
Yeah.
sticky and sweet era.
Yes. So if anyone wants to send me a jump rope and some little heart glasses
And shorts that don't fit.
yes,
Shorts
exactly.
that don't fit.
I'll maybe a top hat.
I
you
want
know.
to add to what Stefan said. I also want to thank all of our listeners that are unapologetically gay, 24/7,
Yes.
365. Don't ever stop. You know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Amen
our
to that.
allies and fellow creatives
Yes.
like Liberty and all the people who've contributed like music and little stuff to like the different collaborative episodes that have been done over time. It's so wonderful.
All of you guys that hold space for us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and
Yes.
I was gonna say, you know, when Ben was talking about, you know, artists doing dangerous things, I'm like, just you wait until you see Liberty's Funny Love video. You want to talk
Oh.
about dangerous?
Oh, like audience, we
cheesecake.
don't know. What?
Liberty's gonna make you look at cheesecake a whole new way.
Okay.
Oh.
You bet-
Okay.
now, Liberty, you actually have to do something. So.
Oh, great. Yeah. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Is the
I,
video
too, am
going to
going
be
out of
shot
town.
at the Cheesecake Factory?
Oh,
Can you
please
imagine
not.
that's all it is? You
Please
just-
not.
I'm
Oh
serving
my
though.
God.
She's serving it up.
Just
She's serving it
use Google's VO or something. Oh my God. So
No, I'm just gonna have them
ridiculous.
Uber Eats the cheesecake over here because I don't
All
feel
right.
like doing it.
I mean, that
She's
works
gonna recruit
too.
the Uber Eats delivery guy in the
Yes.
video. You're like,
Gonna
he's,
bring him
he's the love
inside.
interest.
Mm-hmm.
Before we go, we should shout out our very active participants in the chat tonight. They have
Yeah.
been fantastic and just like absolutely wonderful.
Well, of course, yeah. Thanks for. I mean, I always love that we have people who join us, and I think that you take the time to watch us live and join us. I think
Oh,
it's-
we're global tonight. We're all like Hong Kong to
Hong
Europe to the
Kong.
US.
Oh.
Like we are global
love it.
tonight.
I love
It's
that.
wonderful.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
And so, who knows what our next episode will be? It'll be sometime in July. Oh well, I do know we're probably going to do an episode the week that the night before Liberty's album comes out, and we're going to do a little deep dive on that. It will be non-Madonna. We might do a little this week in Ciccone, but it's our podcast. We can do what we want. So we're going to do. It'll probably be non-Madonna. If you want to show up, fine. If you don't, fine. You know.
And
like,
we have more movie episodes coming.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Madonna Summer Movie Series is going to continue in July and August.
And then end of July, we're going to do a deep dive into Veronica Electronica.
Yep. And then we've
And
got
whatever
a
else
slew,
she throws
we've got a
at us.
slew of anniversaries coming up in the fall.
Yeah.
So we're
Oh,
going to
Canada's in the house. Our
Hi,
apologies
Canada.
for our president.
Yeah, sorry.
We love you.
It's not our
Yeah.
fault. It's not our fault.
Oh, and Mexico's in the house too. Okay, like
Hi,
just
Mexico.
make it a
Hola.
NAFTA kind of evening, okay?
I love
Free
it.
trade, baby. F that stupid tariff crap.
No
Good
tariffs
job.
here.
Good job.
Yeah, so ridiculous.
All right. Well, you three stay there. We're going to kiki. I wish we could do like an after show, but I don't know how to do that. So.
Oh my God, we would get banned from YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God. I forgot to bury the lead. I wanted to talk about meeting Diplo. Oh my God.
Okay, well,
Okay,
we still
if-
have 62
I was
people
gonna say,
logged into the stream.
if you're hanging on in this far in the episode, if you haven't hung up yet, I had the fortune of meeting Diplo, i.e., the person who helped Madonna produce some of her tracks on the Rebel Heart album. So
And Madam X.
yes. And happy 6th anniversary to Madam X album for those of you who celebrate. So Diplo came to Philadelphia this past week. I don't know why he was here. He's constantly traveling, so
It's on his running and
Yeah.
party
So
schedule.
He was here too, but he's from Philadelphia.
originally.
Or is he from Baltimore or Philadelphia?
What?
Anyway,
I
go
thought-
on.
Anyway, he was swinging through town. He went to a Phillies game and he posted on his Instagram, "Come run with me." So he is doing an official Diplo's Run Club that I signed up for, even if I don't feel up to running a 5K, I can walk it. So whatever. And then he's doing a little concert afterwards. And I was like, I have to sign up for this so I can go meet Diplo and wear a Madonna t-shirt and get his attention. But that's next month. So he was randomly in Philadelphia this past week, posted on his story, Philly, come run with me, 6 p.m. at the Philly Runners Shop up in their University of Penn. And I was like, if I leave work at 5, I can take the subway up there and get there on time and like maybe run into Diplo. So took the subway, got up there. I was there maybe a minute, and I went in the store. He wasn't there, but there was lots of people waiting to go on the run with him. And then I walked outside, and I saw him get out of his car, and he went into a hotel, I guess, to use the bathroom because there was no bathroom in the Philly Runners Club. So I just waited on the sidewalk, and he finally came out, and I just accosted him. And I was like, Diplo, I'm a huge fan of yours. And I'm like, I'm also a Madonna fan. And I'm like, I host a Madonna podcast, and I gave the podcast card, and he's like looking at it, and he's like, oh, and I was like, I can't run with you today because of my foot. I have had a foot issue, but it wasn't bothering me. I could have run, but I didn't. And so I was like, I can't run with you, but he's like, you're going to run next month? And I'm like, yeah, that's the plan. And I was like, can I get a quick selfie? And so we took a selfie. He was very generous. And then he's like, so what's your favorite Madonna song? And the first thing that came to mind, I was like, Get Together. And then he was like, what's your favorite classic Madonna song? And I was like, Dress You Up. And he's like, good one. That's a good one. And he's like, I'll play. He's like, you're coming to the run next month, right? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, I'll play you a Madonna song. And I was like, okay, sounds good. And then I was like, all right, I'm like, I'll let you go. And he's like, thanks so much. And then he left. But that was, so there was two things. One, he's beautiful in person, like how he looks on Instagram. Like, he's just kind of hunky. Somebody asked me what he smells like. And everyone, honestly, everyone is so obsessed with how people smell. So I don't know how Diplo smelled because I was not paying attention. Like, it's the same thing when I danced with Madonna, in case you didn't know. Well, I danced with Madonna.
Wait, when was this?
I know. Almost 10 years ago, Tony. Can you believe
I know,
that?
right?
Oh, my God. This September, 10 years. I don't know what she smelled like because I was blown away by everything else. Like, every other sense was taking over. So I don't.
She smelled like hydrangea.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't
She
even.
smelled like a rose mist spray or something.
There you go.
She
but
smelled
no,
like MDMA.
I was going to ask you, do you smell people when you meet them? Like, is that a thing that I'm not?
I only
I'm
smell
not paying
stinky
attention to?
people, and I get away from them as fast as possible. Okay, this is probably too much for the podcast, but at the gym earlier today, there was this person who was trying to work out next to me 3 different times, and every time they got near, I had to just stop what I was doing and move away because I was like,
oh, too stinky.
I don't know what that garbage can that is coming out of your armpits is as you're sweating, but that is nasty. My God. Somebody in the chat just said, I heard he smells like Sandra Bernhard.
Oh, my God.
And
actually,
good night.
Sandra smells really good.
She does.
I've
Yes,
been
she does.
Oh, yeah. We've met Sandra Bernhard a couple times, Tony.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. That's enough. Anyway, so.
Wait, what do we all smell like?
So fresh and so clean.
I don't know.
I smell like Dove.
I think
Beauty
it's
bar.
Dove deodorant. Yeah, I think that's what I smell like. Or whatever fabric softener I'm using on this. I don't know. I don't work. Oh, if I was to smell of anything, I do have a bottle of Abercrombie and Fitch Fierce cologne because that works well with my chemistry. And
I smell like Truth or Dare.
See, I wear. Oh God, what's it called? I
patchouli.
wear this
Your patchouli oil.
No. I wear this molten brown scent.
Oh, yeah, you would be kind of woody, wouldn't you? I could see you being like...
in the winter, I wear one that's called Russian leather, but all my friends are like,
I love that one.
But my friends are always like, oh, so you're Russian leather whore tonight because it smells like you're a prostitute. And then in the summer, I worked at Sunlight something in Vetiver. It's like this very smoky citrus. I love it. Yeah.
Tony, you seem like you'd be a sandalwood kind of guy.
No,
I do love sandalwood, but I wear Aqua di Parma. It has a very
oh wow, that's classic.
I love those.
It's like one spray, and then it smells like that all day long.
Yeah, Joe Malone. I wear a couple Joe Malone scents as well that are really clean and crisp and citrus. Yeah.
Yeah, I like a crisp fresh something, like a mean. And,
Oh
and
wait, this smell conversation is going on in the chat. Oh my god.
I'm sure it is.
Okay,
Yeah,
we're not. We'll just
you're
leave
welcome.
that.
You're welcome. The post show is now wrapping up. So thank
Yeah,
you for joining
okay.
us. Yes, I'm going to try to get Diplo on the show. It's the long. What's it? Not long con. It's the
Long game.
It's the long game. Thank
Yeah.
you. It's a marathon. I'm not a sprint. I didn't ask him to be a guest on the show.
But the important thing is it's long, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Just
Good
checking.
night.
Oh, Liberty with the.
Oh my God.
Say goodbye, children. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye, children.
Say goodbye.